years ago, Congress raised the minimum wage to $7.25 an hour. Now some congressmen want to raise it to $10 an hour. And that sounds reasonable. It's more like closer to a living wage. And it's logical to think that raising the minimum will give every worker a little more to spend, and that'll be good for them and the economy. They'll spend, people will hire more. Yippee, it's win-win. It's no surprise that 2/3 of Americans support a $10 minimum wage. One of the congressmen who sponsored the $10 minimum is Minnesota Democrat Keith Ellison. He tells me that without the minimum wage,
an employer will pay the least they can, even if they could pay more, because why they can get away with it. People would be paid 10 cents, 2 cents, 3 cents.
Well, it sounds logical.
Money, it's a gas. Grab that cash with both hands and...
Now, when it comes to the minimum wage, what we've seen is that most studies indicate that, in fact, it does not have a big impact on employment, but it does have a big impact on a portion of our workforce that works full-time but right now is still in poverty. Even if they're working 40 hours a week, they are still making less than is required to get above the poverty line. And the truth is that the purchasing power for the minimum wage is still significantly lower than it was back in the 80s. And what we would do would be able to set that mark and then index it. What's happening right now is not that corporations and most companies would be somehow obliged to go out of business because they're providing a little higher wage to minimum wage workers. It might have some modest impact on their profits, but the fact of the matter is, if we're going to have a society in which we've got broad-based prosperity, those same businesses also have to worry about the customers have money in their pockets. Henry Ford, when people asked him, why is it that you're giving these big raises to your assembly workers? He said, the only way I'm going to be able to sell enough of my product, these cars, is to make sure that the people who are building them can actually afford to buy one. And
money, it's a gas. Grab that cash with both hands and...
Music which eventually